Now, this is much better. So we're going on with the AdTech and Programmatic cluster here at OMR on the first day, and now we're going to talk about a growing danger out there. Another buzzword, another three-letter buzzword we have been hearing about, bots. And they're even a danger not for elections like the upcoming European election. I hope you're all going to go vote. But also for marketing budgets, which was actually new to me. They cost advertisers millions each year, studies say, and there's a company that kind of tackles that problem. It's called Adjust, and how they do it, it's going to be unfolded by a guy called Michael Paxmann. He's product communication lead at Adjust. Michael, finally, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much.
Warm welcome.
Hi, guys. How are we feeling? Excellent. What a pleasure to come on after the energy break. So you're all really energetic, yeah? Feeling it? All right, cool. So as I was very warmly welcomed on stage there, robots can do bad things. They can do good things. We've all seen WALL-E or the first two Terminators. But they can also do bad things, like in the third Terminator. We at Adjust, first off, for those who don't know, Adjust is an attribution provider. If you run advertising for your app, we will tell you where your users came from and what they did. That is the core concept. This was many years ago when we were founded. Nowadays, it's much more mature alongside the industry itself. We have fraud prevention, we have audience building, we have, honestly, more KPIs than you could possibly want. But at its core, we tell people, did your advertising work? Did you get the users you wanted? And for those who've been following along, in February of this year, we announced our acquisition of Unbotify. This is a collection not of the worst haircuts in Berlin, although it's pretty close, but of the Unbotify Adjust bigwigs. And Unbotify, for those who don't know, is a startup based in Tel Aviv, founded in 2015, who set out to protect to protect apps from bots, not to protect bots, to protect apps from bots. And over the years, they've built an incredible client repertoire, including some of the largest social networking, some of the largest gaming, and some of the largest e-commerce apps in the world. And when we acquired them, what we were looking at, before I get into that, let's have a look at how they work. Unbotify is a machine learning-based solution, and it looks at how real humans use your app, and then when it sees somebody using the app not in that way, it flags it. To give you an example, we have a cool little video here. On the right-hand side, you're going to see a real human, perhaps it was one of you, scrolling through a sort of Instagram or Facebook feed style vertical scroll. And on the left, we're going to see a bot doing the same thing. So here we go, infinity scroll. So there's our human. Yeah, have a click, have a slide, kind of all over the place. He's probably on a plane or in an earthquake or something. And there's your bot. And you can see immediately that this is not a human. No one is that chill when they use their phone. And this is what Unbotify does. It looks at the interaction from real users in an app, and then when it sees an interaction that could not have been real, it flags it up. Here is another example. These are interactions from real users and from some bots. And you can see in the top left, this square is a very small little part of a device screen. And you can see that these numbers are a little bit small, I apologize. The top left user, big air quotes, tapped the device 3 times, milliseconds apart, identically in the same place, and as soft as possible, right? And then these other guys, these are more normal, sort of, ooh, I'll get one of those normal finger gestures. And Unbotify's SDK takes care of all of this. Touch pressure, touch sense, surface area, and also touch trace where it is on the screen. Now, my screen is frozen. Can I get that fixed, if possible? However, when we acquired Unbotify, we thought, all right, we have nailed this. Ad fraud is over. We've solved it. Saved the day. Problem solved. And then we started to look at Unbotify's data. And we realized that even if we stopped every ad fraud, attempted theft of ad fraud in advertising from bots, we were really scratching the surface. It is genuinely terrifying how much fake interaction happens in apps. Now, quick show of hands, ladies and gentlemen, who here is a big fan of filling in captures, right? You're signing up to a website and they say, you know, write these, what do these two words say? And the one on the left is readable and the one on the right is in like Egyptian hieroglyphics, right? Or it's, you know, check the boxes that have the traffic signal. And it's like, does the poll count? It's quite tricky. Have you ever done that on an app? I haven't. I remember ever being asked to prove that I'm a real human on an app. And stealing or lying or cheating in games, whatever it may be, on websites is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And apps do not have protection against this. And I don't believe that all of the bot developers in the world got together and said, well, we've made millions of dollars a year doing this on websites. Should we do it on apps? Nah, let's leave them alone. There's no way. It's money on the table. And that's why we realized to actually provide a solution against bots, we had to go deeper. We had to go into the app. It wasn't enough to just say, okay, we're going to look at your app, you know, the install, and make sure that the ad spend is protected. We had to protect the whole app. And the reason we did this is because bots have a tremendously negative effect on your experience. Now, I assume, much like myself, some of us in here are lonely hearts, broken heart singles, looking for love. If you are one of those people and you are on one of many dating apps, you may have had an experience like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. And these are pretty funny if they happen once in a while, but can you imagine as a user, you find the ideal one. Oh, she's perfect. You swipe, she matches you. Oh, I'm going to have a marriage. And then she sends you a message. Hey, babe, I really like you, but you know what I'm really into? Your credit card number and your mother's maiden name. That's heartbreaking. That is a horrendous UX experience. That user is almost definitely not going to, well, even try and love anymore, probably. Just get a cat. But that's a really sad story. It also, outside of the app, it has a tremendous effect on your brand. If you have people, users who have interacted with your app, they downloaded it, they should have been great users, telling their friends, oh, you're playing that game or you're using that app, it's all bots. You can spend all the money you want on advertising. If that is the image people have of your app, you have really tough times ahead. Bots do not only lie, they also cheat. This is a screenshot of the website from the extremely hardworking people at Clash Farmer. Now, Clash Farmer, I'm sure you can guess which app this is aimed at. You can pay them up to $90 for a lifetime subscription, and they will cheat at this app for you. This means not only is our users who probably would have been willing to spend some of that money in-app, not only are they handing your potential profit to another company, but they're funding them to actively ruin your other users' experiences with your app. This is pure toxicity for a game, and everybody loves to win, right? I don't love to win that much, but everybody loves to win. But losing and then knowing you never had a chance is not an experience that is going to bring people back to your app. Your retention rate is going to suffer, your conversion to paying rate is going to suffer, your virality of the app and the number of friends being invited, all of these things will plummet. And bots cheat. Oh yeah, bots cheat. I wanted to show you a video of this happening. I think this is a similar app. And you can see, look at that. Now, you can play a lot of these games, but I don't think anyone in here can pull this off. This is within a few seconds. So if you open up the sort of PvP screen, and within a second or two, they've got the ultimate army, and you're sort of training a level 1 dog, like, get in there. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. Miserable. And bots steal. Now, another question. This one is a little embarrassing, a little personal. You do not have to answer this if you don't want to. Who here is a sneakerhead? A sneaker collector? Anyone? Yeah, I see. I've seen some weird sneakers here today. I know there's a few out there. This is the website of IOBot, although I believe they would like it to be called IOBot. IOBot will allow you to spend $325 on their bot so that they will, as soon as the new Yeezys drop, bid for you. And it's a little bit small, but in the top corner you can see they have had 200,000 checkouts, they claim. Assuming that is true, that means 200,000 times the company that produced this trainer were not the point of sale. They did not get all of the profit. They became the middleman. Now, it's unlikely, but it may be that Mr. and Mrs. Johnson said, oh, well, little David's done all his homework, so we'll buy a bot for $325 to buy him some shoes. But it's probably more likely that this is reselling, right? And this is not a new thing for fans of mid-2000s web design. We have ticketbots.net, 10 years of buying concert tickets and so on and reselling them. And Tool, iconic American progressive rock band, are playing Berlin, where I live, in a couple of months' time. And at 9 a.m. on the day the tickets went on sale, I was already awake. I don't wake up at 9. Went onto the website, and at 9 a.m. and 4 seconds, it was sold out. And then 9 a.m. and 8 seconds, weirdly, I could buy them for 800 euros. Oh, wow, what a great deal. And I'm sure when I get to the concert, there will be people there saying, yeah, I bought 150 tickets, but my 149 children couldn't make it. Do you want one for 300 euros? Again, the band and the producer of the show, they're not going to see any extra profit, but the people will be turned away. And the same is true in apps. In other words, nice little wrap-up slide here, your ad spend is wasted. You are acquiring users, but they're not going to retain because they're having a terrible experience. Maybe they're not even real humans. The UX experience for your users is very greatly damaged. Your analytics are pointless because you have real users doing real things and you have bots doing what look like real things. Who do you analyze for? If you take it too far, you could make a change to your app, to the design of it, that caters to bots, that is worse for humans. And also there's a security risk. If you let bots log into your app over and over again without asking them to prove, they can try every password of a user. And then you have a very serious problem. Poor UX, of course, is the highlight today. So how does Unbotify fight this? Unbotify is a four-part, as you can see from my excellent puzzle diagram here, piece solution. First of all, replay attacks. What Unbotify does is it's machine learning, which means for every app that is protected by Unbotify, it learns how your app is used by real humans. We don't use an out-of-the-bag solution every single time. And this includes the protection against replay attacks, which basically means the bad guys record real usage of real humans and then play it back into your app. We do have a solution for this that makes sure that every single time someone interacts with your app, you will know if they are real or if it is a replay or if it's just a bot that isn't even really trying. Secondly, as I said, the user flow is customized. We will look at how your app is used, all facets of it. How is a level played? How is an item purchased? How is the shop scrolled? Things like this. Every interaction with your app will be analyzed by the SDK to make sure that the only thing we allow through is real, believable human usage. Thirdly, this is the kind of scary future robot Terminator word, biometrics. We look at the physical way people interact with the device, right? A couple of great examples, obviously, before we had the touch sensor and the thing and so on. The gyrometer is another one. Is the device really being used? And finally, Unbotify, and this is why it makes so much sense that we allied Adjust and Unbotify together. Unbotify also looks at things like SDK spoofing and API hijacking that Adjust has been pioneering for years. And because we are in some of the biggest apps in the world, we have a fantastic database of attack vectors and patterns of attack that are common in ad fraud, and we can use this, we can strengthen Unbotify's ability to do this with our own data and vice versa. Finally today, I know this is quite a scary situation. I think a few people are sort of sitting next to someone going, I think this guy makes bots. We do have a proof of concept available. If you are interested, we have a booth over in the booth area. It's very blue and glowing. It kind of looks like it's from Tron. And we have a couple of proof of concepts available. As I said, this is a bespoke solution. It is a machine learning-based solution, which means we need time after the SDK goes into the app to check it out, understand how it's working, and run it. So we will give you some time for free with the SDK while the machine learns, and then we will produce for you some reports that show you what percentage of bots are using your app, how it looks like, and so on and so forth, and then you can make the decision of if it makes sense to you or not. I also have my lovely team from Adjust, all very handsome and cool, and they will be very, very happy to run you through some of the details. I myself will also head over to the booth afterwards. So if you do have any questions about bots, about attribution, about this weird tattoo, I'm very happy to answer all of those, or none of them if you don't have any questions. But otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having me today. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the festival. Thank you very much.
Max,
thank you very much.
thanks a lot. I learned a lot of stuff about robots. I didn't expect that.
Not all robots are bad, but these ones are.
Okay, I see. So maybe you can fill us or fill me in, because I introduced you and I talked about the elections upcoming.
Yes.
And about like political influencing bots. So
yeah.
maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that from your perspective. Is it really that bad?
I have to be very careful. As a British person, I will have the opportunity to vote in the EU elections.
Yeah.
Just. It is a possibility. I think the undisputable one is the bots that post things on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe there are 8 million beautiful peroxide blonde women.
Might not be the case.
Maybe there is. Maybe that's the thing.
We don't have the proof.
But I do think it breaks my heart a little bit that this kind of protection is relatively new, but we've been willing to rely on technology for 20 years to run our elections.
Yeah,
and I would say if there are any politicians in the audience or watching at home, give me a call. I don't know. I'll help you out.
So you could help.
I don't think the elections will be run on an app, but you never know. But I do think bot protection like this, it is sort of the, I think it is an absolutely essential step. And I think I personally would feel a lot safer voting digitally if I knew that my identity or my vote couldn't be manipulated with a bot, for sure.
Okay. Have you ever encountered a bot like in private life, like personally? Like
like in the street?
No, digital.
Well, I'm a bit of a gamer. And I'm also not very good at gaming. So there are a couple of titles, Apex Legends, Counter-Strike, League of Legends. They've all sort of dealt with bots in the past quite publicly. And I believe that every time I lost, it was because of a bot.
Well, that's maybe one good thing about bots. As long as they're out there, you can tell yourself after you lost, like...
If it's a game, that's fair enough. But if you wanted to go and see a concert and you didn't get to, you aren't going to say, oh, well played, bot. So we want to just eradicate that from mobile.
Okay, so good luck with that. Thanks,
Thank you very
Max.
much.
Great
Thank
talk.
you, guys. Cheers.
See you in a bit.